Hi, everybody. I am live. And right now, you're going to notice it's just me right now because we had to make some changes. However, I've got you covered. Carolina and I had to get together yesterday to pre-record this episode because she was not able to make today. Um, I, like an hour ago, ready to premiere. We're going to watch it together. We're going to comment and I'm going to answer questions together. Half of the video is missing audio. So there's all kind of fun stuff happening. But rest assured, we're okay. We're okay. I have a fully, I have an edit, I have a video of Carolina telling me her story, telling us her story, sharing everything. And the question and answer at the end, where the audio was cut out, I just recorded it, re-recorded it, and put it together. It is exporting over on this screen over here. It will be done exporting in 9 minutes, and then it will upload, and then it will be available to watch on another link. So right now, it's a little bit before I'm supposed to be going live. We had to make some last minute changes to accommodate Carolina's schedule, and we made it happen. It didn't come together perfectly, but it's definitely amazing content. And just hearing her story, it's inspiring, but it's also like real. It feels very authentic, very real. And yeah, she's sharing her story, sharing her experience and some advice based on her experience. So thank you so much for joining. I see that there's a couple people online here. Thank you for RSVPing, for the people who did RSVP. This is going to be a pre-recorded segment because we got together yesterday, right? So I'm just waiting for it to export over here. If you have any questions right now, you can throw them in the comment section in the chat on the side. I can address them because once this is done and it's uploaded, I'm going to sign off of here. And you guys are going to switch over to that link and watch the full episode of Carolina and I, and her sharing her story and telling us everything that she's done. So if you have any questions, drop it in the chat, put it there right now while I'm here, while this thing is recording, exporting, so I can upload it to YouTube. Once it's uploaded, it'll still take some time before it's available because it takes a little while to upload. But yeah, we had some glitches, but we shall overcome. I overcame and I'm making it work. And we do have like 40 minutes of her telling us her story. So it's good content. That's good length. How's the weather? How are you doing? The weather is gloomy. It's getting colder. It's gloomy. We don't have to have the AC on in the house anymore. It looks like it might get cold really, really soon. I don't know what the temperature. Hey Siri. What's the temperature today?
The high temperature today will be 6.
Okay, so it's like 15 degrees, so it's kind of cold. How am I doing? I'm okay. You know, it was a little bit stressful a while ago when I'm ready to premiere, ready. I'm so ready. And how the video just stops talking. It's playing and there's no audio. I'm like, what? So I had to get myself together real quick and be here because then it would have just been the video. You guys would have just been seeing the video. So thanks for asking, Cindy. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, shoot them in the chat. Shoot them in the chat. I'm just waiting for this video to export for it to be ready for you guys. It's about 50% there. Yeah, it's exactly 50% exported. Then it will be live up on YouTube, and it's me and Carolina talking and answering the questions that you guys asked in your RSVP. So how was your Sunday, everybody? How is it going? How are you doing? Thanks for joining me, of course. Yeah, tell me how y'all doing. How you guys doing? I know there's a little bit of delay between when I talk and when you guys see it. So you guys might see this question. You might hear this question shortly. And yeah. I'm just going to do a quick Instagram post to say, hey, we're live. We are live. I overcame. We are live. but we're only live for a little while my video with Carolina is ready. It's 5 minutes left for that video to be ready, and then I'm going to upload it on YouTube, and you guys are going to see the full conversation with me and Carolina. We had a nice conversation, nice chat. I hadn't seen her in like 2 years, so it's great. See you on YouTube. We're not going to be live on Instagram, YouTube. So I'm just talking to the Instagram guys, the gram. It's a hot, sunny Sunday in Barbados. Nice. I like when it's like the sky is blue and the sun is yellow. Right now it's kind of like gloomy and grim. Getting chilly in Scotland. Thank you for joining us from Scotland. Thank you so much. It's good to see people from all over the world. Oh, 2 different people from Barbados. Welcome, Barbados. Welcome. Rainy. Yeah, it's gray. I don't like when it's gray. I don't really like when it's gray. Yesterday was kind of gray too. So I think it's fall now. It's getting into fall weather, and it's going to get grayer and colder. There's no such thing as bad weather, right? Just different types of weather. Overcast in Jamaica. Are you guys expecting a storm in Jamaica right now? Is there a hurricane or a storm going to Jamaica? I should know this. I have family in Jamaica, right? Hopefully everything will be good. I know there's some flooding in some areas, but yeah. Okay, we have 3 minutes till this video is ready. So don't worry, guys, it's coming. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and listening to me explain the situation right now, because it's for real. But I overcame. I overcame, and I'm pulling it together, and I'm making it work. And after this, I have to go to my nephew's birthday. So that was the plan. Like, have your live and then leave as soon as it's done and go to my nephew's birthday party. So I'm ready. Yeah. So we're just waiting for this video. So tell me wherever else anybody is at. So we have Barbados in the house. We have Scotland. We have some Jamaica in the house. How's everybody doing? Do you have any questions about immigration? If you're just joining, you have to rewind to the beginning where I said, I'm only here by myself because Caroline and I had to pre-record this episode because she had a change of plans today. So we recorded yesterday. So her son was here, her husband, everybody was here at my house, and we recorded. The kids were running up and down. So if you hear any thuds in the video, when you actually watch it, that's the kids that were above our heads running around and dropping toys on the floor. So if you're just joining, I'm just waiting for this episode with Carolina to finish exporting so I can upload it to YouTube. It's ready to go, but it's going to take some time to get it like in the format to get up on YouTube. So thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. If that's the second time you're hearing that story, sorry, I'm just repeating it for people who have just joined and may not be starting from the beginning of the video. Welcome. Tell me where you guys are, man. Talk to me in the chat. Where are you guys? Where in the world? Where are you? And what do you want to find out? Like, you're here because you're interested in Canadian immigration. Tell me. What would you like to find out? What do you want to know? What's the most burning question? If you haven't already, get my book to support the channel, but also to get an information on how you go from foreign student to Canadian citizen and everything in between. It's available on Amazon. The ebook is $3.99. The physical book is like $12.99 for printing and all. What do you think of Saskatchewan? I've never been. It's definitely a more, what's the word I'm looking for? So Caroline and I spoke about this yesterday about, diversity and which provinces or cities have more diverse people, diverse backgrounds, people from more diverse backgrounds. And that's Toronto. I think Saskatchewan is not as diverse, but there are other benefits to going there. The cost of living is going to be definitely cheaper than Ontario and Toronto, Vancouver. It's going to be definitely cheaper than both those places. And I think it's probably has a relatively good job market because it's not so overpopulated, whereas Toronto is pretty overpopulated. So I think that these other immigration streams that are opening up, so the Saskatchewan Immigration Nomination Program, is good. It's a good opportunity to go to some place where it's not overpopulated. There's not so much competition for jobs. Not that there's every job there, but they have this program for the reason of filling labor shortages. So I think definitely, if it's something that you are looking into, especially as an alternative to express entry, because express entry might be more funds that you have to show or more requirements, then for sure Saskatchewan. And you can always move around within Canada once you're a permanent resident. So I have nothing bad to say about going somewhere else for anybody. I think if that's the way that it seems more feasible, go. And then when you got it, move around. If I defer my studies over 150 days, do I need to submit a new letter of acceptance to IRCC via web form? What if I don't? That's a very specific question. Thanks for that question. Very specific because you're saying 150 days. So that must have come from somewhere. What if I don't? If I defer my studies? I think that is definitely a question, probably more for an immigration consultant, because it's so specific. I don't want to, and of course, guys, I'm not an immigration consultant, so anything I say is my opinion or experience based or anything that I've researched, right? I think if you have if I were you, if you have a new letter of acceptance and you have some way of submitting it, submit it. Because then 150 days is when I guess your visa is going to be processed or something. And yeah, that question could come up. There could be like, this acceptance letter is old. Like, why do you have this acceptance letter? So I'd say, yeah, if you can. And what if I don't? I don't know. I think it's up to the discretion of the immigration officer. They could request more information from you, or they could just reject the application, or they could just approve it as it is. That's definitely very specific. I'd say ask Paul. If you guys don't know who Paul is, I interviewed Paul last week. Paul is a licensed immigration consultant, and he was in Canada. He's left Canada for a little while, and he's very knowledgeable about immigration processes and has a number of clients and a number of files that he's working on for processing. So definitely ask Paul. Yeah, last week, there is still a 10% discount on consulting with Paul or getting services from Paul if you use my referral link. So if you go to my website, you fill out the form. It's on my website in the shop at the bottom. You fill out the form, you get the discount code, and you can go consult with Paul. But I'd say I don't have enough information to say confidently what happens if you don't. But thanks for asking. Any more questions? We have 1 minute and 31 seconds left on the video that's exporting. If you're just joining, we have a pre-recorded video that is getting ready for you with me and Carolina, because her schedule did not accommodate for us doing this today. Well, it changed. Her schedule changed, and we just changed with the schedule. So we got together yesterday, and we have an episode ready for you guys. The reason it's not ready right this minute is because I realized an hour ago that some of the audio is missing from the video. I don't know why. Perfect. So just reading the question here. Thank you for trying to answer. I forgot to say, yeah, I did get the sense that you already submitted, because you said like, what if you don't? I watched the stream with Paul. Valuable information all around. So when you submitted your application, you submitted it with the acceptance letter that you have right now. But if you deferred for 150 days, aren't you going to have a problem with when your study permit expires? Like if they award it to you now and you get it next month, and you don't start school until another 5 months, or yeah, then what? I guess you get an extension. Is it the same school? Yeah, that's I don't think anything will happen if you don't. I just don't know that the length of your permit is going to match the length of your studies now that you've changed it. So, but definitely to check Paul if you have any concerns or anything like that. Thanks for asking. Any more questions while we're here? This video is almost ready and I'm going to upload it. I'm going to drop the link to the video here. Then I'm going to sign off and you guys can watch it as a premiere so you can still comment and I can come in and see the comments. Thanks for being here, guys. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to just have the video ready and then you'd be watching the video right now. Now you have to listen to me talking and explaining myself, which is fine. You know, I'm cool being here, hanging out with you guys. I show up, guys. I'm going to show up. I'm always going to show up as best I can. I'm a show upper. Any more questions? Drop them in the chat. I'll try to address them as best I can while I'm here. And then have this video ready. It's 58 seconds, 57. It's not really, you know what? It's not really, it's like that second was way too long. So it's definitely taking longer than it's saying. But it's almost there, 95%. And then we'll have a video ready with Carolina and I sitting down and chatting about her story. She's from Colombia. She migrated to Canada through the school route. So she came here as a foreign student and her husband also came on an open work permit. And, you know, she did her 1 year program, only 1 year. She did project management, same as me, but she went to Centennial. And one thing I think that got cut out of the video that I'm going to say here, she applied for cut out because there was no audio, not because I wanted there to, just so you know. So she applied for a program at Centennial that had internship. So when you have an internship semester, it's 3 semesters. So then your so then your study permit is going to be the length of your school, which would be 3 semesters or 3 semesters plus a little buffer time, like 3 months or so at the end. So the thing is, internship is optional. So I saw a little loophole yesterday when she told me that story. I'm like, oh, so if you have any concerns about just being on a 1 year work permit, because it's tough, right? It's possible. I did it, Carolina did it, but it's very stressful because it's a short amount of time. So if you have concerns, apply to a program that has a co-op or internship term. Therefore, therefore you have like 3 months, 3 semesters long work permit. Then the co-op and internship at the end, it's optional. So if you get a job, because co-op and internship, that semester you have to pay for it like school anyway, right? And internship, you don't get paid. Co-op, you get paid. I learned that yesterday. Okay, you heard that ting ting? That's the video's ready. So if you apply for a program with co-op or internship, skip the internship, you still have time. You still have some more time on your work permits or your study permit to figure things out. It's like a little buffer. So I think that part got cut out of the video because the audio got chopped and screwed. And I didn't remember until just now that we had spoken about that. Hey, wondering if at 38 years old, if the school route is best or trying express entry. Well, if you have enough points to just do express entry, then for sure. Like, I guess I'm assuming that at 38, you have so many years of experience of working in a professional job or skilled work, maybe, or trades. And now you just have to see if you have enough points to use the calculator, use the comprehensive ranking score calculator, calculate your points. Then if you don't have enough points, then either school or the Atlantic Immigration Program or the Rural and Northern Immigration Program, which is basically going to one of the lesser populated areas in Canada that have labor shortages in certain job occupations. And migrate through there. School, going to school, and then express entry is still, I believe, and I did confirm this, that is the most popular route that people are taking for immigrating to Canada, because it's more guaranteed, I guess, kind of. Not guaranteed, nothing is guaranteed, I'm telling you, but it's definitely more sure than than I guess another program. But if you do the Atlantic Immigration Program or the Rural and Northern, that's pretty sure too. It's just you have to get the job first, right? Which is something that I heard that a lot of people have been trying to get over, finding a job in Atlantic Canada or rural and northern Canada. To then, oh gosh, guys, the video size of this video is huge. It's gonna take forever to upload. Oh my God. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. So 38, check your scores, check to see how much you have. If you don't have enough, I do think the school route is a good option. And if not, then if it's too expensive, then Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program or Rural and Northern. So in that order is what I would suggest. Living in Toronto as an immigrant, what do you say? I think it's expensive. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I think just because of the how populated Toronto is, and different things, everything just kind of compounds in terms of how expensive things are. Rent, car insurance, everything. With that said, so that's a con, right? That's a con. A pro is that I know Toronto to be the most diverse of all the provinces. There's more people from everywhere here. So you're more likely to find people in your community. You're more likely to, get the kind of food that you want. You're more likely to find a West Indian supermarket. You're more likely to find another supermarket from another background. So that's the thing with, and I think that there's more cultural awareness in Toronto. There's Caribana, there is Jerk Fest, there is, I'm not saying they're not in other provinces, I just think that it's more popular or more frequent in Toronto than other provinces. Yeah, so it depends. It depends. You're more likely to find somebody that you know in Toronto than other places. Not necessarily, but more likely, right? So that's a pro, con. More recognized schools. Every school, they're all recognized if you go to school in Canada, but there's just more popular school. And I say recognized, like people are more likely to know the University of Waterloo than the University of Saskatchewan, if there's one, right? On an international scale, I mean, if that matters to you, maybe not. Yeah, I'm just uploading this video, guys. It's almost, I have the link for the video here now. It's just that it'll be a dead link until the video is actually up. It's going to take a while to process. And hopefully there's no problems with the video because I didn't get to watch it one last time. It's long. If you're just joining, hi, welcome. It's just me right now because Carolina and I got together and pre-recorded this episode, and it's just taking a little while to upload and get together because a minute ago I noticed that the audio was chopped and screwed. So I'm just doing all of the YouTube-y stuff, you got to do when you're uploading stuff. You look charming. Thanks. Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, next. Next. just getting this video together for you guys here, guys. I'm not gonna add any shmanshi. Hi. Raining a little bit. Yes, I did think that there would be some rain in Jamaica today. I did hear a potential storm on the way. And hopefully it just turns and goes somewhere else. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're 24 minutes in. And yeah, did I tell you more about Carolina? I did tell you a little bit about Carolina. Yes, she has a son and now she's a full permanent resident. Her application took 8 months because it was like the middle of COVID. So, you know how it is. Next, public. Okay. So the video is uploading, guys. It's uploading. It's 22 minutes up on YouTube, 22% almost there. I have the link. So I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to drop the link here just because when it's ready, it'll be ready. It's just not there yet. Hi, AJ Joseph. Good to see you again. I think I did see you, if not last week, the week before. I appreciate you. Hi, good evening here at work. Oh, hi. Sharing live with a friend. Hi, friend. Usually there's another person here on Zoom with me. We had to pre-record, but thank you. She tried the express entry, but with no work experience, her points are low, right? Would you advise she go to school instead? I would. I honestly would. I think school is, it'll give you more points. It'll give you a little bit of a transition into another country, into another culture. You'll meet some people and it will give you some, since you have no work experience, right, to go off of, studying in a Canadian institution will give you some credibility for the job that you want to apply to next in Canada. It'll give you some backbone, some background, some ground to stand on for an employer. Because they're like, if you have no work experience and you have foreign education, you're competing against a lot of people who have work experience and Canadian education. So at least some Canadian education under your belt will help you to get a better foot into the job market than just trying to get a job in Canada or, trying another program. So I do think going to school is what I would suggest. It's not legal advice. Don't take it to church, but yeah. Okay, so so I have to wait for the whole video to like upload before I can hit the word publish. Oh my God. I thought I could like publish it while it, no. No problem. I heard taxes are relatively high. Is that a pro or a con in your opinion? Taxes are relatively high. It can be a con because the more tax you pay, the less money you have in your pocket. However, the pro of paying the level of taxes or the amount of taxes that we pay in Canada is the healthcare system and the access that we have as healthcare to healthcare in Canada, because our taxes pay for that. Things like maternity leave. So when I had my baby, I was on paid maternity leave for a year, and a year, you can do 18 months, and our tax dollars pay for that stuff, right? There's employment insurance. There's other things that are subtracted that also contribute to that. But overall, like the tax system and the deductions that are taken, they benefit us in the long run. If you were laid off, people were laid off in COVID, they were able to apply for employment insurance, which is, they do subtract employment insurance from your income, but they also subtract taxes, separate subtractions, but ultimately it comes together and it helps in the long run. So when you're taking the taxes, you feel it. When you get the benefit of it, you feel it. So, it's a pro in that sense. there are things that you can do to legally reduce your taxable income. So, for example, if you have a side hustle, if you have a business that is earning income, for you to operate that business, you have to expend money. You have to have a phone bill, you have to pay internet bill, you have to do different things that you can legally subtract from your taxable income and pay less taxes. So for an example, say for instance, you make $10,000 for the year, but $3,000 of it you spent on the business. If you had no business, your taxable income would be the entire amount, $10,000. If you have the business and you spent $3,000, they can only tax the remaining, which is $7,000. And of course, whatever the percentage of tax is, 20% of 7,000 is less than 20% of 10,000, right? So there are ways to reduce your taxable income. Of course, it's money that you're spending anyway. So you're kind of just getting back the money that you're kind of spending. You don't get back everything that you spend. There's rules and all of that stuff, but there are ways to legally. And there, if you do RRSP, that is retirement savings plan stuff, if you contribute to your retirement savings plan, then your tax, you get some more money on your tax return, which is kind of like a weird thing because you put money in your retirement savings plan. So next year you get back some money in taxes. But when you retire and ready to take out the money out of that plan, you have to pay taxes on it. So it's kind of like a little weird trick. But you get back some money right now and you don't have to worry about it until you're 60 odd, hopefully. So yeah, like there are ways to legally reduce your taxable income, figure out some ways to do it, find some ways to do it. And even though we do pay high taxes, there is an ultimate benefit for it when you do get the benefits. I was very grateful to have been off of work for a year and get paid and still have my job to go back to at the end of the year. So, there's stuff like that. And then there's just like public transit it's very good, and they're always trying to make improvements. Road conditions are very good. They're always trying to make improvements. So there are things that the tax dollars go to that are worth it and that you benefit from. It just, nobody likes to get money taken away, right? Not me, not anybody. So yeah. Oh gosh, where am I? Doing a little research on the global talent stream. Okay, I don't know about the global talent stream, but I'll find out about it after this, I guess. What if you do, let's say, a 1-year online program with EDX, Coursera, for example, a Canadian university? Will points be awarded for that as Canadian immigration? I don't know. I think that I don't know. Things have changed post-COVID. That's a really good question. I'm going to take a snapshot of that and find out, because I know that when people were, waiting for COVID to take a break, you were doing school online and that counted towards like your work permit and all of that stuff. Now, I don't know so much that will work. Good question. Maybe you're talking about the global talent stream, so there might be some specifics in that I don't really know about. I'm sorry, but I'll find out. Good question. Would you consider social work a good career in Canada? Yeah, I think so. I think that Canada is very aware of like social issues, domestic problems, very aware and very supportive of help for people who need help, or counseling, or it's a more mental health aware country. So I know a friend who is a social worker and she does pretty well. And she's very, very happy with her her choice of career field. I have counseled with a social worker before, and it was just for personal reasons. It wasn't the best counseling, I'd say, but she did her thing. She does her thing. A lot of people are social workers. Yeah, I think so. What you should look for though is like figure out really like how much do you want to make. Google what a social worker makes, or what is the actual job description of a social worker in Canada to make sure that's a good fit, because it can be emotionally heavy. But yeah, like just align your goals with the outcome of being that. Guys, I'll have to go really, really soon because I have to get to a birthday party at 4:00 and it's like almost time right now. And I'm sure there's people waiting on me. But the video is almost ready and I'm going to drop the link here again. Oh my God. Hey, good evening. I have a friend who will be applying for a study permit. Is it wise to get a family friend to accommodate you? A family friend. Is it wise? It's definitely wise because it's definitely more affordable. However, you just have to be able to provide like an affidavit of support letter and backup in terms of, a job, showing that this person has a job, that this person is financially able to accommodate you and they're not going to be homeless the moment you get to Canada, kind of a thing. Just provide good information and backup on the connection to this family friend, and that they're going to support you. But yeah, definitely, if you can provide that information, I think it's a good idea. It's definitely cheaper than trying to live on your own. Hello, I want to apply for a study permit after securing a full funding of 44 from university. What is my chance of visa acceptance? Yeah. Like I know somebody who is here on a full scholarship. The school fees paid, the accommodations paid, everything is paid, and she has her study permit and she's here studying. She's here. So like once you just show the backup, show the proof that, I have a scholarship or funding. Oh wait, I don't know if you said scholarship. A full funding of, I'm trying to secure. Okay, if it's a scholarship, then show proof. If you have the money, they've got the funding, then just show the money. But yeah, I think you'll get a thing for sure. Yeah, it's a family friend, not family. So it's kind of like, if it's family, it's a little bit easier. Family friend, you just have to show a little more backup that they're like going to fulfill their obligations of accommodating you. Can your mom in the States be your affidavit? Somebody in Canada, your affidavit of you mean for providing money? You have to be a little bit more specific. Okay. Anybody who is willing to show proof of relationship or why they're funding you and proof of financial backing can be your sponsor and provide an affidavit of support saying I'm sponsoring you either financially or because of housing or whichever way that they're sponsoring you. Anybody can do that. Yes, it's just providing a good letter, good background, good standing. Yes, I think so. No, I'm pretty sure that my letter was conditional application. Sorry, I just said no randomly. The question is, does a conditional offer affect approval chance? No, I don't believe so. Hi from India. Hi. I am almost why students get rejected for a lot of reasons. It depends on that specific person. People get rejected for missing documentation. People get rejected for not showing enough ties to your country to prove that when you finish school, you're going to leave. People get rejected for applying to a school that does not, or a school or a program that does not offer a postgraduate work permit at the end. So it kind of looks sketchy, like, why are you coming to school to just come to school? Are you trying to run off in our country? There's a lot of reasons for rejections. You just have to, there must be a reason on the rejection thing, or you can request your GC notes, which are the notes in the background. So did you get rejected? Why? What's the reason for rejection on your rejection letter? What's the reason for rejection on your rejection letter? Okay, there might be a little bit of a delay, of course, between me talking and you guys hearing, but we're almost there with having my students got rejections. Yes, they got rejected, but what's the reason for the rejection? There has to be a reason. On what they say, I mean, even if it's a made up reason, they're going to say for failure to show sufficient ties to your country, for failure to. So then if you're not clear on the reason, then you can request the notes that the immigration officer would have made on the file to get additional information, so you can, submit a more likely to be approved application. That's definitely. You are a consultant or you have a consultant? You are a consultant, Indian students. Request GC notes. Does a thesis-based master's stand more chance, especially if you are accepted for a graduate research intern? I don't understand that question. So at what stage do you apply for a study permit? You apply for a study permit. It is highly recommended that you pay your school fee at least one semester even, but pay some of your school fee first and submit that proof with your study permits, because it's more likely to be approved. You don't necessarily have to be rejected if you don't pay your school fee, but the likelihood of being approved is greater if you've paid at least one semester of your school fee. So you get acceptance, you pay your school fee, apply. Conditional acceptance is okay. I'm pretty sure my letter was conditional. I mean, it's been a while since I've, but conditional acceptance is okay. Does a thesis-based master's stand more chance, especially if you are accepted for a graduate research program? I don't think any particular kind of program in terms of a master's stand more chance than another. It's just showing legitimacy of, or you're just a genuine intent, like you're not going to do a master's in something random that you have no background in just to get into Canada to run away, kind of a thing. But yeah, I don't think whether it's thesis based or practical, you should. I meant if you are accepted by a supervisor to work on a project and it is fully funded. Work on a project and it's fully funded. I don't know if I can say if you stand more chance or you don't. I think that it should be fine. I'm not going to say it's more beneficial to do that or anything like that. I think that it's an equal fair game for anybody who is fully funded or has their own money. I think it's fair game for anybody. So if that's your situation and you're concerned whether you're going to be approved or not, I think you should be fine. Oh, guys, it's ready. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me and asking very good questions on here. I will answer this last one, last two. Do you think going to a 1-year program is worth it or doing a 2-year is better? Good question, Shanique. And Caroline and I do talk about that because both of us did 1-year programs and, had very tight timelines. I think that it was worth it for me because it worked out, because I got my job right after and I had my full 1 year of Canadian experience. It was very stressful because you don't know, nothing is guaranteed, no job is guaranteed, and it worked out, but it's stressful. Was worth it for me because then I didn't have money to go on to another program. I didn't have money to do a 2-year program. I wasn't trying to do a 2-year program. And Carolina is same. And I'm pretty sure that we talked about that in the video that you guys are going to see, that, we did it. It was worth it for us. There is no guarantees. One loophole that I saw in talking to her yesterday is if you apply to a 1-year program that has an internship or co-op semester, so it has 3 semesters instead of 2, your study permit is going to be 3 semesters long. You still, I think, will only get a 1-year work permit, but you can, the co-op term or the internship term is optional. You can choose not to do it. Start looking for a job in that time and get that job on your study permit timeline so that you're in a job by the time you apply for your postgraduate work permit. All right, so you buy some time. So is it worth it? Yes. Is it stressful? Yes. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it less expensive? Yes. And if you come, like Carolina's consultant had suggested, come, do 1 year. If you find that you're not finding a job, do a 2nd year if you have the money, right? So what if you're required to pay an amount conditionally so you can show the balance and receipt of what was paid? Then do that, I guess. If you're required to pay an amount of the school fee to secure your spot, pay it. And then that proof of payment, you show it to the immigration in your visa application. Hopefully that's the question that you're asking. Okay, so I see Mr. Consultant from India, where you're saying, the message that you get back. Usually there's something else afterwards, right? You can always email me. I don't give out my number, but you can email me asktoldbycanadianimmigrants@gmail.com. And I can connect you with somebody who can help you or suggest what I think. Yeah. In business management, a good program at a designated learning institution which offers a PQ. It's business management. Yeah, business management for sure, because it's so general, right? Their business management is very general. Yeah, business management, project management, supply chain management, something in IT. Not that those are the only ones, but those are the ones that I know off the top of my head that are pretty good programs that can be coupled with whatever you studied before. No, you can study. I did architecture. I did project management. Carolina did business administration. She studied project management. I know people who did HR, they did project management. So business management, I think, is pretty good. Perfect. Okay, guys. My email is asktoldbycanadianimmigrants@gmail.com. You can also connect with me on my website. There's a chat form at the bottom. You can connect with me and you can fill in your information so I can respond to you. This is where, guys, I will flip you over to my video with Carolina. So the link is in the chat right now. So Carolina and I went live yesterday. That's why we're both not here today. Otherwise, she would be like right here in the screen beside me. But we had to change our schedule and we had to make it work. So we did that. We made it work. And an hour ago, I had a problem with the audio. So I fixed that the best I could. And I've put this video together for you guys to hear Carolina's story, learn from her. She has some really good nuggets, really good advice to share. And yeah, enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me, for the people that logged on and stayed on. Thank you so much for asking questions and interacting. I appreciate you guys. Click the link in the chat to go over to mine and Carolina's interview. Like that video, comment, share it, all that wonderful stuff. And I'll see you next week, Sunday, 3:00, same time, same place, live. It should be live unless something bad happens, but I'll be here no matter what. And yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you soon. I don't know any nurses that are getting jobs in from a Canadian school. I don't know any nurses that have migrated, but I do know that there are a lot of nurses. There are a lot of openings in the healthcare system for nurses. So perfect. Thanks for asking. I'll drop the link here again. Go watch mine and Carolina's interview, please, and thanks. And I'll see you next week. Bye.